Like, was there a deal or something that you ever did that you were like, holy shit, like I just got like either screwed or you just like lost a ton of money or you were like, should have never done this or somebody screwed you? Like, do you want to share a story?
I mean, I'm sure. I mean, it's. I'm sure many. So for 10 years straight, never lost any money. So that was. I got screwed plenty of times during that time, and had to figure out ways not to lose money. But what I had learned during that, like in general, like looking back, it's like when I had complete control of it and it wasn't market dictated or politically dictated. I always figured a way. I'm very good at problem solving. That's probably my strongest suit. One of them, at least I'd say top three. But when things are out of your control, there's only so much you can do, right? And that when no one saw what happened with COVID and the rates and all that kind of stuff, it just, even like the top analysts in the world didn't see it because they're all just as screwed as us. And like,
Yeah.
I mean,
No, nobody saw that.
Freddie Mac right now just eclipsed the same amount of defaults as '08.
Oh, wow.
Mac is government tracking for government-backed debt. And a lot of people that use government-backed debt are institutions much smarter than I am that are in that class. So like, no one really saw it coming. So the biggest thing that my biggest mistake that I made was thinking that it would work. Like, it would like work itself out faster, I guess, because no one knew how long COVID was gonna last. No one knew if rates are gonna come back down, right? So like, not really, I guess, being too aggressive with my underwriting, I guess, in some cases. So my deal that I would love to take back, that definitely is maybe the biggest loss in my career is I bought an apartment complex in Dallas, 32 units, and we bought it in a very low income class C type neighborhood, which is our bread and butter, but it's also 15 minutes from downtown Dallas. And like, the idea was, okay, this is gonna be a 5-year project, 5-year hold, that by year 5, like, they announced Top Golf is being built like 2 blocks away. Like, we're banking on these things to happen. And then we bought this in 2021 when the market was the best ever in history, literally factually. Like, since I've been tracking it, 21 was the best real estate market ever. So we're geniuses. We bought a good property. We got a great rate. This year is about to blow up. And then all of a sudden, everything changed, right? 2022 rates started increasing. 2023 rates literally tripled from the lows. And that Top Golf that was going in a few blocks away pulled out because now it didn't make sense for the market. The economy is weakened. Construction debt was too expensive. A lot of other projects in the area that were being cleaned up, and then lower income people became even lower income.
Yeah.
So like, it was one of those things that just because it worked before and we thought that it was like a sure thing, it was not. And not to say that I didn't make any mistakes, but that was more like out of our control, right? Like, we can't control the rates of the market. We can't control Top Golf pulling out, like all these different things. But what I learned though is during that time is, how do you underwrite to have downside protection no matter what happens in the market? And Class C real estate does very well in a good market, does very well in a bad market, but it doesn't do well in an indecisive market. And it's a difference right now. Everyone doesn't know what's going on right now. So you can't really classify us in a bad market right now or a good market because everyone has different opinions. So it's kind of a wait and see. Everyone's kind of waiting to see, like every month Jerome Powell speaks and everyone's like on the tip of their tongue, and they're waiting for inflation data to come out, CPI data every month. So it's kind of like this weird, I've never seen in my career. I've never seen it such no one knows what direction we're going. Are we going to a recession? Are we about to explode? It's all these different things. And then you got like tariffs come in. Now people are like, now they're scared again. And it's like, so it's one of those weird things. So a lot of people are on hold because of that.
Yeah.
So this investment, we doubled the rents. We did everything we said we were going to do. And then we got stuck with a property that we can't sell. Who's buying it, right? The problem is debt's too much. There's no upside now, immediate upside in the area because everything that was going on has pulled out of that area. And no one wants to take on a property that they're not sure which direction it's going to go. So like, that's partially why I stopped investing too. Like, I figured, like, why buy, unless you're going to hold forever. If you're like a Warren Buffett type of investor and you have like a really high paying job, if you're like a neurosurgeon and you make $800,000 a year and you want to just keep buying properties and it's just more for your kids or whatever, like, that's fine. That's actually investing, if I would call it that. But that's not how you're gonna make money. Like, that guy already has his money coming in from the doctors, right?
Yeah.
So going back to why I pulled out, like, investments like that were like the lesson learned. I'm like, you know what? Even when I make all the right decisions, I bought a good deal, good market, good rate, good price, all that, and I still get fucked over, right? So I'm like, why would I continue to do this? Because for every, you just not enough control. I want to have as much control over my business as possible. Even if the market or the government comes in and changes something, I can still pivot. versus when you own that asset back to the development, just like when you own a apartment complex, it's still dead weight until you sell. It's not like a stock where you can push sell on your phone app, right? You have to find a buyer.
Yeah.
And so that was the base of it. I mean, I don't know what we still own it. I still own it. It's,
Okay.
you know, but we'll see what it's gonna be a big loss if we were to sell it. We might just keep holding it. But the problem is, going back to that, it's like we have millions of dollars. It's a big deal. Millions of dollars tied in that deal. So it's dead money, which is losing money. We're not getting return on it. Inflation's high, and we're just sitting there waiting to see what happens. And for all we know, we sell it tomorrow, we take a loss, and then 6 months from now, rates drop down to 4% because we're in a recession. Which recession is bad for a lot of things, but good for real estate a lot of times. It's this weird, like, because rates, you know, rates will drop if we go into recession, and that's what the Fed has always done in the years past. And it's funny, be like, well, who's gonna buy real estate if there's a recession? A lot of people do. And that's why people get rich. Same reason why Warren Buffett made all his money. He bought almost all of his wealth was generated after 2008 when he bought a lot of stocks and companies at lower valuations because he had cash. So the rich get richer, right?